Hey guys, I am Ibigandscary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay. This time featuring in our bottom left-hand side, we have a Barcode Zerg, Diamond League European, I believe, on Overgrowth LE. His opponent in the top right-hand side is going to be a name that I'm going to have a very difficult time pronouncing, so I've settled on just calling him Genius. Qeniuz, so Genius kind of. I mean, it fits. It fits. Don't just give me this. Just give me this. So Genius is also our Diamond. Now Terran in the top right hand side wearing the blue trunks. He streams. I found his Twitch channel. It's the exact same name. You should go and check that out. I'm not 100% sure what ECV stands for. I couldn't find any reference of it. It is his clan, obviously, but usually you can find out what the acronym stands for. And again, since he's Dutch, it could be something that's very cultural specific to him. So I apologize for not knowing that. I'm so naive. I'm so ignorant to all these different kinds of cultures. You know who's not going to be ignorant for very much longer is our Barcode Zerg, who is drone scouting right now, seeing that there's no CC up on the low ground. We're at the 130 mark. It's about that same time that we have that first barracks coming down, and wow, the barracks not even going to be building the wall off just to counter any sort of aggression coming out from the Barcode. So Genius is probably going to be feeling pretty comfortable being able to hold off on that. And I mean, it's Overgrowth, the very, very minor ramp leading up into the main, and then you do have a very mild it's easy to wall off that whole area. You need a handful of supply depots, handful of bunkers. I've even seen people just do like a pseudo wall off where you have the CC and then a handful, like a supply depot and a single bunker, make it so the SCVs can retreat while the Zerglings run in on this direction. Those people are very, very aggressive, so we'll have to see exactly what sort of gas timing we're going to be dealing with from Genius. No gas to speak of at all from our Zerg buddy, and actually no pool at all either. So we are there goes the pool. We did have a hatch first build coming out from him, the 15-15. Not massive aggressive at all. In fact, with Overgrowth, you usually do see some sort of two-base aggression just because that third is so very, very far away. First gas has been tapped by Genius, and the first Reaper is on the way. That's great. I mean, it's Overgrowth. You have this massive wall that you can kind of use and abuse to hop up and down. Hopefully, we're going to be seeing that first Queen popping out as soon as that spawning pool is done, just to deal with this early. It's not really aggression from the Reaper, but the Reaper is aggressive while it scouts. And that is neat. You get 2 for 1 basically. Is this guy going to be building a CC up on the low ground? It sure looks like it. He's almost got 400 minerals, so very, very standard. This is very typical, and I love the Zerg and Terran matchup just because it is very typical. Both players are very comfortable with the minor and I don't know, the minutia that you have to go through, the steps that you have to go through, the dance that you have to go through. Both, the Zerg has to get off the Queen to counter the Reapers, and the Terran has to get that Reaper so he knows exactly what's coming from the Zerg, and it's really played out for the first 15 minutes. People find that to be stagnant, but I enjoy it just because it allows even less experienced players, nobody in Grandmaster, to get to the end game, to actually learn about why mutas are so great and powerful, and why exactly how does a Terran deal with multiple harassing drops and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat. Genius did he get far enough in there to see both gas? He did not, so he doesn't quite know if there's speed coming up. He didn't even see a spawning pool. Maybe speed has already started. We know, because we're omnipotent, that there is no spawning pool wiggling. There is no third hatchery on the way. There is no gas tapped at all. And so Genius is going to be wondering exactly, am I going to be dealing with super early aggression? There goes 2 geysers being tapped down in the natural right now, but we still don't see a third base coming out, which tells me that Barcode is probably going to be looking to get aggressive. There's no strong timing attack that he can hit, but because he didn't get the metabolic boost, the Zergling speed, tells me he's probably going to be throwing out a Roach Warren just because he's getting that double gas tech. It's not 4 gases. He's not going for like a super early 2-base Spire or something like that. But Genius has really got to start getting aggressive with these Reapers to figure out exactly what's going on. He needs to get in there and scout the back part of that base to actually prepare to deal with incoming roaches or just to see that gas timing. Is he even aware that the other 2 gas geysers were tapped? I mean, he saw one of them being tapped, but I didn't know about that one down there. That can definitely tell you something. Third base going down, CC on the low ground. It's already become an orbital command. Handful of Marines out. Oh, we see a tech lab already started up on stem. Fantastic. Is this another tech lab? No, it's a reactor. I wonder if that reactor is going to be for the factory or the reactor is going to be for the starport coming out. Is this going to be a major drop harassment, or is he going to be using that slow and methodical pushing of the Widow Mines that we can see? Because really, I mean, let's be honest, with Zerg, the time for super aggression has passed pretty much. Linquest is a genius. I did it. Genius has really got to be careful. Really nice stutter step micro. Taking care of those Zergs. Also saw that the spawning pool was working on that metabolic boost, so that Zergling speed is coming up. But with multiple queens out, the creep spread's starting. These Reapers are really going to be quickly either dead or going home. Yeah, they're dead. Fantastic. And hey, there goes the Roach Warren. I wonder if it's significant that the Barcode did not drop the Roach Warren until he had taken out completely the Reapers. You know, now that he's completely dealt with all the scouting that he's going to have to deal with for the foreseeable future, now he throws down the Roach Warren. Is he going to be trying for some sort of a timing attack? The Baneling Nest tells me yes, that's exactly what's going to be happening. He is, okay, so yeah, no, this is going to be, Barcode's going to be going for like a Baneling bust, and I wonder if the third base is even going to be saturated, or if it's only going to be like a very minor, maybe 12 drones for the saturation, and that's it, just for the added mineral boost. But this push right here is doomed from the beginning. I honestly do not see it. I mean, the creep spread is really nice coming out from Barcode. The Roach Warren's going to be finishing. He's going to be starting up on maybe a handful of roaches. Yeah, these 5 or 6 roaches for the time being are just to secure the third, and then it's going to explode whenever the Zerglings morph up into Banelings. They're going to go for like a Baneling bust. It's really nice that Genius pretty much has a wall off almost completely completed. I'd love to see this actually as a bunker and not a supply depot just because of the placement, but hey, he agrees with me. Fantastic. 3 gases. This guy's actually making his own reactor, so yeah, it's gonna be some Widow Mines. That is fantastic. I like that. 1-1, kind of delayed. It's probably gonna be missing. No, he's gonna be hitting exactly that 11-minute timing. A little bit slow on the 11-minute timing, but he's got stim. Does he have combat shield? He does not have combat shields up yet. So this push is really not going to be very aggressive. It's not going to be very intimidating because Barcode has more than a handful of roaches out, and the Banelings are already on its way. So Genius has really got to be careful. He cannot afford to lose this entire force. He needs to be able to pull it back. Fortunately for him, he's off of creep. He's probably not going to push onto creep very far, if at all. And oh wow, I guess Barcode's not going to give him the time of day. He is pushing in. Where's the reactions from Genius? He's got to pull back. Oh my goodness, he sees how big this force is. He cannot afford to stick around. But no, he's doing just that. The Banelings come in. Some nice, good splitting, mitigating a lot of the damage. But there's just so many Zerglings, so many Banelings. This does go down, and this force right here, this Terran army for Genius would have been so much more effective behind this wall off. As things are now, Genius has just a very, very minor military, and he's going to have to hold back a very aggressive push coming up from the Barcode Zerg. He is morphing a lot more Banelings. This wall right here is going to be absolutely devastated. Another bunker going down. Wow, even building up some more supply depots behind that just to create kind of a secondary choke. However, he desperately needs more Marines, more Marauders, more repairing SCVs on this bunker. But even with those handful of units repairing them, this bunker is not going to hold, not at all. The Roaches are pushing forward. No Marauders within range to do some extra damage. Handful of the Roaches are going down. No upgrades just yet for either players. But if Genius can hold on for another handful of minutes, a handful of seconds, his upgrades will finish. But no, the Zerglings and the Banelings are streaming in, and really nice placement for that supply depot is kind of funneling them into a secondary choke, making it so that there's really no good surface area on that bunker, really giving the Barcode Zerg a hard time. Because I mean, let's be honest, this is a wildly successful attack, but it really should just completely steamroll Genius. Now he's going to do his last stand up on the high ground. Those Widow Mines go down before they could get off any shot. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely devastating. And now the units are on top of the production. 2 Banelings have made their way into the production line, but one of them does get sniped down. The other one detonating on nothing significant. But let's look at the damage. 17 workers killed. Oh my goodness. And now the Harvester count down to 40 over 27. Actually, the 40 is a very small number because of the amount of aggression. I mean, like I said, this was not fully saturated. This is just now starting right now. Barcode did not do game-ending damage. He is continuing to stream in units, but as the Widow Mines, as the Terran production continues to kick off units, this is just going to get cleaned up, and it's really not going to be very cost-effective past the point of the damage that he's already been done. But what Barcode needs to do is sit back, breathe a sigh of relief. His aggression was successful. He did a lot of damage. I mean, this line was completely ravaged. This one was hit pretty hard, and now he's got 2 orbital commands. This one's still just a CC right now, and it is working on building 3 SCVs at a time, but really he needs to make that into an orbital command so he can get those mule drops, and also so he can lift it off and really not lose a lot of his economy, because that orbital command is still regenerating energy. I'd love to see this wall completed again, and yeah, he agrees with me. Bunker is going up, so I feel like both players have stabilized right now. If Barcode wants to continue to be aggressive, he's going to find that his attacks are going to be increasingly giving him diminished returns. So I would love to see a tech change, or maybe just dual Evo chambers, get some upgrades out there. Maybe work your way up to Lair. No, he's got his way up to Lair. Fantastic. But get your roach speed out, maybe some Hydralisks, maybe some way to deal with these drops that are coming out now that the medevacs are out on the field. Genius, however, is in a rough shape. Like I said, drops are definitely a possibility, and I would totally agree with the fact that he's sending out just two medevacs right now. He's got to be aware of the fact that an impending push is possible at any second, so he's going to keep the majority of his forces back at home. Aggressively positioned Widow Mines are really going to soften up his opponent's force. But he's got to be mindful of the fact that Barcode has dealt a serious blow to his economy, so he's going to have to be able to bounce back somehow, and the drop is going to give him exactly that. A nice snipe down here would definitely do a lot of damage. I'm trying to see exactly where the fourth queen was. I could have sworn I saw 4 queens, but maybe, yeah, okay, so he's way out yonder. It looks like it's a flyby off into the natural. This drop, the Zerglings are pushing forward, but we have another push in with the Barcode ramming down the front door. The Banelings are getting some nice hits. The bunker has already gone down. Only a handful of roaches in this unit composition this time, so that means that they're going to be very susceptible to the Widow Mines, but Barcode has a very nice answer to that with multiple Overseers up in the air, cleaning up all the Widow Mines in the area, and so it looks like Barcode once again has completely sacked this base. However, Genius's counter-aggression back at home pretty much going completely ignored by both players, not really using the majority of his units there, but hey, maybe that hatchery's going to go ignored long enough so it can actually go down. Speaking of going down, the orbital command is burning down. It's not dead yet. He's still got about 100 HP, and it looks like Genius has completely cleaned up the aggression up on the high ground, and we don't see any units funneling in. Oh my goodness, the hatchery has been I guess Genius has become aware of the fact that his drop is in that location, takes down the Baneling Nest, is targeting also down the Roach Warren, and then might turn his ire on top of the hatchery. Couple of Zerglings are in the area. It looks like Barcode is aware that this aggression is taking place. However, at the same time, all of the buildings have been cleaned up. This drop is completely destroyed, but one of the medics do get away. And I would say that a significant loss of tech back at home for Barcode, and that's really going to take the wind out of his sails. He's not going to be able to continue to be as aggressive as he once was. Does he have another Roach Warren anywhere? Or is he just remaking the Baneling Nest for a reason? I wonder if he's going to throw down a Spire soon. I mean, he's got a lot of money banked. He's got a lot of gas banked. I would love to see him double tap this gas, get down a 4th, and start dealing up for the tech switch. I mean, he needs to be working on some other tech switch. He's done a lot of damage to the economy. We were at 17 workers killed just a little while ago. Now we're at 36. However, I think let me find out. Yeah, Zerg is not aware of that third base just yet. And so he must think that his Terran opponent is trapped on this 2-base economy, and in reality Genius is staying in this game because he's got that third base. And man, I can tell you that is incredibly infuriating whenever you feel like you've done a ridiculous amount of damage to the opponent's economy and they're still in the game because they somehow keep finding enough money to make stuff. I wonder if all of these roaches were made because of I mean, there's got to be another Roach Warren around or somewhere, right? No. I guess those roaches were on the production tab beforehand, but we do have around 6 of them in this unit composition. Still no centrifugal hooks, even though Lair is up with the Baneling Nest. Genius, you got 4 medevacs in here. You don't need 4 medevacs. You just take off 2 of them, do another drop. It was wildly successful. At the same time, Barcode is finally aware of this third location and is going to be doing some healthy damage to those SCVs as they pull back. But there goes the sim from Genius trying to intercept with these roaches. Has to be incredibly careful because 1 or 2 hits could be absolutely disastrous to this Marine heavy ball. No splitting at all. In fact, he's just hightailing it up onto the high ground and leaving his SCVs high and dry. Those Banelings pushing in here. And remember, this orbital command has already taken a healthy amount of damage. I mean, only 800 hit points left, but whoa, what a Widow Mine hit. Oh my goodness, no Banelings at all left, but there's not much ground forces left for either units right now. 54 over 39 supply, absolutely ravaging each other's armies as well as their harvester count. 28 harvesters back at home. Did I miss another drop, or did he just not rebuild the drones that were working over here? Because we can see that the saturation is really high at the main. He needs to transfer that over there because his economy is taking a hit. 800 minerals per minute, and then we got 600 for Genius, who is, let's be honest, is on like 1.5 base basically. Yeah, he's got not a single mule mining at the third because those SCVs all got transferred over back to the natural and then got completely cleaned up by those banelings. So this is just absolutely monstrous workers killed right now, and Genius is holding on pretty much only by vinegar and then a handful of mules, because he's really only got minerals per minute as his income and no gas income at all. So he's going to be relying exclusively on his marines, and is going to be using those marines to good effect. I mean, he's going to be trying for another drop. Only a queen to speak of back at home. The army is pretty far afield, but plenty of banelings, because like I said, Barcode had a very decent sized gas bank back at home, and so he can make a lot of those zerglings, a lot of those banelings. But my problem is the upgrades kind of have petered off. I mean, we look at these zerglings at 0-0. Centrifugal hooks has started right now, and that's really going to help him be more cost effective. But if this third base goes down and those zerglings are very, very far away, this could be a swinging point for Genius. He could actually be, start being more aggressive and continue to push in, because the natural has just now gotten saturated, but that's because the main is completely mined out. This third is totally going to go down. The zerglings are sweeping in here well before the banelings are actually in the area, and all the marines get to lift off. I mean, that was an incredibly cost-effective fight right now. And we look at the resources lost, very much in the favor of Genius, but remember that Genius really hasn't been mining to the most of his potential throughout this, so it doesn't tell us too much. I'm not 100% sure why I switched over to that really great splitting right here. This is the type of engagement that Genius needs right now. But now that the centrifugal hooks have finished, these banelings are going to be able to get right on top of this force. The drop has returned back at home. Really needs to start splitting his units, and there goes the splitting. Fantastic. And there's just nothing here to help Barcode to continue with this aggression. He lost his third. He's now only on one base. And Genius survived that fight pretty handily. I mean, look at this force. He's got 1-1, he's got combat shield, he's got stim, he's got plenty of medevacs. He can just continue. He could just continue to drop, and I think Barcode agrees with me. Yeah, I think Barcode put way too much eggs in one basket. He was incredibly successful on that initial push. He pushed in here and did so much damage, crippling Genius's economy, and got himself an amazing advantage. However, that advantage doesn't translate well to just ending the game, because a lot of the infrastructure remained in place. I mean, Genius could continue to make units. He had the residual effects of his good economy. He had the residual effects of his wall. So instead of Barcode just continuing to hit his head up against the wall, what he should have done was go back home, rest assured he had his third base up, get that thing saturated, prepare for the impending push now that 1-1 is done, now that stim is done, and that Genius now has the onus to win back the game. Just sit back, get your Spire out, tech up to that tier 2 tech, maybe even, cut some corners and get out an infestor pit. I don't know. I mean, I'm not you, but Barcode, that's how you should have won the game, was just to sit back and relax whenever you're all in, did enough damage to continue the game, but not enough damage to win the game. Genius was absolutely fantastic. I really like the splitting. At the end, that was great. I noticed that the run up into the high ground was kind of Hail Mary kind of deal, because he was just trying to get those massive Widow Mine hits, and to his credit, he definitely got it right here when those Widow Mines just destroyed those banelings. Oh my goodness, that was brutal. But way to be tenacious, way to be plucky. I feel like the reason he won the game was because the third went so unscouted for so long. And man, those orbitals can really just keep you in the game. But good job with those drops, because really, when you're in a corner, the thing that wins a game for a Terran is the ability to drop. I mean, it gets you back into a game, and then it also makes it so your opponent can't focus on the ways that he's going to kill you with those massive roach attacks and those banelings. Good job sniping the roach warren. That was great. Like I said, this Genius guy, he streams on Twitch. So if you like watching an 18-year-old Dutch Terran, go to town, because that was a great that was a good example of what you're supposed to do with Terran, especially whenever you get all in. And what else is a good example is watching my videos. You guys are setting a good example for everybody else on the internet. So if you have a game you want me to cast, you could PM me here or on Reddit. One way or another, I will see you guys later. I am Big and Scary.